I was 67 when I walked into a nursing home, and I thought I was choosing safety. But what I really found was something no one ever warned me about.
My name is Robert. I'm 67 years old, and I live in a nursing home in Portland, Oregon. I moved here 8 months ago, not because I had to, because I chose to. And today, I want to tell you the truth about it. The truth nobody talks about. I know what you're thinking. 67 is young for a nursing home. You're right. I can still walk. I can still think clearly. I can still take care of myself, mostly. But here's what nobody tells you about getting older. It's not your body that breaks first. It's the loneliness. Let me back up. 3 years ago, my wife Barbara died. Cancer. It took her in 6 months. We were married for 41 years. 41 years. And then she was gone. Our kids live across the country. Emily's in Boston. Michael's in Arizona. Good kids. They call every week, but they have their own lives, their own families. I don't blame them. That's how it should be. For 2 years, I stayed in our house, the house we bought in 1989, the house where we raised our kids, where Barbara planted roses in the backyard every spring. But after she died, that house became so quiet. You know that kind of quiet? The kind that sits on your chest at night? I'd wake up at 6 a.m., make coffee for one, eat breakfast alone, watch TV alone, go to bed alone. Some days, I wouldn't speak to another person, not one word out loud. The mailman would wave, I'd wave back. That was it. My daughter Emily would say, "Dad, you need to get out more." Get out where? My friends, most of them have health problems, or they moved to be near their kids, or they passed away. I tried the senior center twice. It felt forced. Everyone's smiling too hard. I went to the grocery store just to be around people. I'd take my time in every aisle. Sometimes I'd pretend I forgot something, just so I could walk around a little longer. One night, I was sitting in the living room. The TV was on, but I wasn't watching it. And I thought, is this it? Is this the rest of my life? Waiting for weekly phone calls? Counting down days until nobody knows what? That's when I started looking into nursing homes. I know, it sounds crazy, but I wasn't looking for medical care. I was looking for people, for life around me.
I visited 5 places. The first 4 felt like hospitals, fluorescent lights, smell of disinfectant, people sitting in wheelchairs staring at walls. I almost gave up. Then I found Maplewood. It's smaller, only 40 residents. When I walked in, there were people talking in the common room, laughing even. A woman was reading a book by the window. 2 men were playing checkers. It didn't feel like a hospital. It felt alive. I met with the director, a woman named Susan. I told her the truth. I said, "I'm not sick. I'm just alone." She didn't blink. She said, "Robert, you'd be surprised how many people come here for the same reason." It took me 3 months to make the decision. I went back and forth 100 times. What will my kids think? What will people say? But finally, I signed the papers. I sold most of my furniture, packed up my clothes, a few photo albums, Barbara's favorite blanket, and I moved in. That first night was hard. My room is small. A bed, a dresser, 1 chair, a little TV. I sat on the edge of the bed and looked around, and I thought, what have I done? I felt like I'd given up, like I was admitting I couldn't do it anymore. I didn't sleep much. I could hear someone coughing down the hall, a nurse walking by, the hum of the building. It was strange, foreign. I almost called Emily, almost asked her to come get me, but I didn't. I stayed. The next morning, I went down to breakfast. There's a dining room where we all eat together. I sat by myself at first. Then a man named Charles sat down next to me. He's 74, retired firefighter. He said, "You're new?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "It gets easier."
And you know what? He was right. The first few weeks were an adjustment. There's a schedule here, meals at certain times, activities planned. I'm not used to that. But slowly, I started to notice things. Every morning, a woman named Dorothy sits in the sunroom. She's 81. She does watercolor paintings. One day, I asked if I could watch. She said, "You can try it if you want." I haven't painted since high school, but I sat down and I tried. It wasn't good, but it felt good. There's a man named Eugene. He's 70, used to be an accountant. We started playing chess. Neither of us is great at it, but we play every Tuesday and Thursday, and we talk about our wives, our kids, our lives. There's a woman named Irene. She tells the same stories every week about growing up in Michigan, about her first car. Some people get annoyed, but I don't mind. I like hearing her voice. Here's what surprised me most. I thought a nursing home would be depressing, and sometimes it is. People get sick, people pass away. Last month, a man named Frank died. He was 88. We weren't close, but I'd see him at meals. When he was gone, I felt it. But here's the other side. There's also life here, real life. We have movie nights, we have birthday parties. Last week, someone's granddaughter came and played piano. She's 9 years old. She played Claire de Lune, and I cried. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not going to lie to you. This isn't perfect. Some days are hard. Some days I miss my house. I miss my freedom. I miss driving wherever I wanted. I miss Barbara. God, I miss her every single day. But here's what I've learned. Loneliness is worse than anything. Worse than losing your independence. Worse than admitting you need help. I spent 2 years in that house, disappearing. Nobody saw me. Nobody knew if I was okay. I could have fallen. I could have had a heart attack, and nobody would have known for days. Here, people know my name. When I don't show up for breakfast, someone checks on me. When I'm having a bad day, someone notices. That matters. It matters more than I thought it would. I know some of you watching this, you're in the same place I was. You're alone. Your spouse is gone. Your kids are far away. You're thinking, I can handle this. I'm fine. And maybe you are. But maybe you're just surviving. I want to tell you something. Asking for help isn't giving up. Choosing to be around people isn't weakness. It's okay to admit you don't want to be alone anymore. You don't have to move into a nursing home. Maybe it's assisted living. Maybe it's a senior community. Maybe it's just finding one good friend and having coffee every week. But please, don't isolate yourself. Don't let pride keep you in an empty house. I was so scared of losing my independence. But the truth is, I'm more independent now than I was before. I'm not weighed down by loneliness. I have energy. I have purpose. I have people who care. My daughter Emily visited last month. She walked around, she met some of the people here, and when we were alone, she cried. She said, "Dad, I'm so sorry. I didn't know how lonely you were." I told her, "It's not your fault. You have your own life." She said, "But I should have been there more." I said, "You're here now. That's enough." Life doesn't look the way I thought it would at 67. I thought I'd grow old in that house. I thought Barbara and I would sit on the porch together, watch the sunset, hold hands. But that's not what happened. And I have a choice. I can be bitter about what I lost, or I can be grateful for what I have. I choose grateful. I choose the chess games with Eugene. I choose Dorothy's watercolors. I choose Charles's stories from his firefighting days. I choose being around people who understand. This isn't the end of my life. It's just a different chapter. And maybe that's okay. If you're watching this and you're alone, I want you to know you deserve more than silence. You deserve more than waiting. You deserve to be seen, to be heard, to matter. It's not too late. It's never too late. My name is Robert. I'm 67 years old, and I chose to move into a nursing home. It was the hardest decision I ever made, and the best one. Thank you for listening.